Hey, it's good to be back with you again. Well, I really want to tell you how much I appreciate you letting me back into your home today. I've really wanted to paint this painting for you, and I'm so glad you're joining me so we can do it. And I've got the canvas turned horizontal today. It's got a nice thin layer of titanium white on it. I used just a little bit of linseed oil with my titanium white to thin it out a little bit. And you know what? This is going to be kind of a downward view. It's going to be a bird's eye view. So let's go ahead and do what we need to do first. And you know what I like to do? I like to start with the big brush. That way we can hammer in some big stuff real fast. But here's what we got to do here. We got to get ourselves a little bit of this ultramarine. While I'm getting started here, all the names of the colors are going to be going across the screen. You might notice that I have a little color right here that looks a little unfamiliar. That's just a mud color. It's a mixture of all the colors we have on here. Yours might look the same. It might look a little different. Who knows? Okay. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to get just a little bit of ultramarine, a little bit of phthalo green. And these colors here, these are going to mix all kinds of wonderful things. When you mix ultramarine and phthalo green together, you get a lovely, lovely turquoise. Just one of the most natural turquoises you could hope for. It's so beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And when you add the alizarin crimson, you can get all kinds of various mixes. You can get black, you can get violet, you know. It all depends on how much you add together, okay? Now, let's see. Let's see here. We got a lot of turpentine in the brush, do we? Okay. Well, that's the way it is today. Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep this light and frothy. I'm going to tap these into the bristles. That's going to make it a little easier to do this. Now, here's what we got to do. We're going to, ooh, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to turn the brush sideways. I'm not going to do X strokes today. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go, I'm going to scrub this in right this way. And I'm going to go right to about here. And since we're looking down at this and we're looking at it from kind of an awkward angle, this is going to form the basis of our water right there. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to start back here, and in the back, things are going to be a little darker than they are when they get to the front, okay? That's about all we need to do with that. That's really all we need to do, okay? Now, wasn't that simple? Yeah, that was simple. Now, the thing about this is that we're going to have little bits of separation here and there, okay? So let's go ahead and take our big knife. I'm going to take the big knife. I'm going to add, ooh, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take just a light amount of our chrome yellow. I'm going to throw it over here and take some of the color that we've been using, okay? And I'm going to just, I'm going to mix up a nice little color. Yeah, there narrows it down. I'm going to add a little bit of alizarin on this. So we might need just a little bit of that just to tone it down a little bit, okay? There it goes. There it goes. I think we've about got it. We've about got it. Maybe I'll add just a touch more ultramarine, and then a little bit more of that chrome yellow. There. That's really all we had to do. Now we can go in and let's take, ooh, you know what? Let's take our big old round for this one here. We'll just wipe that right through like there, and then we'll find a little spot right here, and there. And you know how waves are. They're kind of free. They're kind of just doing whatever they want. So don't get too fussy with it. Don't get too fussy. And then we're going to have another wave down here that's going to be a little dark. So let's add just a little bit more of the alizarin crimson on that. Make it a little bit more orangey maybe. Add just a touch more of the chrome yellow in that. Remember, this one should be a little bit more orangey. We'll add, ooh. I thought I got a little paint on my easel there. I don't know how long you've been watching, but we got ourselves a little bit of a bingo card on this show. It's not a real bingo card. It's just a mental bingo card, you know, of things that tend to happen every episode. Like, for example, sometimes I get paint on the easel and not on the painting or on the palette where they're supposed to be. Or else, you know, I get paint on my shirt or paint on my fingers or whatever. Whatever. Okay, now let's go ahead and pick this next spot right here. All right. And we'll give this one a little bit of a wave like this. We could have given the other one a little wave too, but we didn't. We didn't. Okay. So now we're picking up some idea of what the sand is going to look like. Ooh, that's going to be fascinating, right? Ooh, yeah. Okay. Okay, we got some dark parts of the waves in there. Okay, that looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice so far. Now let's go ahead and mix up. Ooh, let's put this brush aside. Let's set it aside. Okay. And now I'm gonna go and find my, I'm gonna find my other round brush. Yeah, I got all kinds of round brushes here, you know. And then I'm gonna go in here and we're gonna mix up just a little bit of a greenish color, and we're gonna take a little bit of white on this, make it all bright, sunshiny. Okay. And we're gonna go in here, and we're just gonna go up right there, just like this. Okay. Create a little bit of separation between that ground there and maybe you want to go ahead and just create a little bit of something right there. And that's nice. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. And we'll keep going right up into here. Just like this. There it goes. Okay. There it goes. There it goes. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now, here's what I want to do. I'm going to take a little bit off this brush, just by rinsing it off. Okay. I'll set this brush aside because it's in my way right now. There it goes. Now in my bucket here, I have odorless turpentine in a 5-gallon bucket. It's really important to use a 5-gallon bucket because this type of bucket is an industrial grade bucket and it won't melt if you put the odorless turpentine in there. I tap the brush after rinsing, wipe off the excess, and then I beat it on the easel right here. Just to get anything that's left. Call that a little hummingbird because it's so quiet. We don't use real turpentine here. We only use odorless turpentine because real turpentine is, well, it's too smelly, it's too flammable, it's too sticky, you know, all that stuff. It's just a pain in the butt to use is all. Alright, let's take a little bit of the chrome yellow here. We're just going to get some nice chrome yellow colors right now. I'm going to add a lot of white. Yeah, I'm going to add a lot of white. Yeah. I'm just getting it all over there. Yeah, that's good. That's perfect. Alright, so now we're going to pick out some spots where we think, you know what? I want to go one step further. I think I should. Because you know what I like to say? You should always go one step further than you think you need to. And that way, you know you got the right color then. Okay? So, we'll go in here and we'll just... Let's pretend we got some waves like this. And maybe we got all this stuff happening right here. Yeah, we got some waves happening like this. You know, be free with it. Be free. This is a lot like using one of our foliage brushes, where we tap in the trees and all that. You know, you wave the brush around like this, and it kind of creates all these waves pretty much automatically like this. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of fascinating like that. It really is. Of course, you don't want to destroy everything because sometimes, you know, you get some places where you want to keep some things intact. But overall, this is a nice way to hammer in some of those waves. Okay? There. And look at all that. Look at all that. You know, maybe we want to go in there a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. And we'll go in here. Let's see, where do we think the wave is coming from? Maybe the wave is kind of going up like this, you know, and then this is the top of the wave right here. So we got a little bit of that, and maybe we want to try to create some things that are kind of imitating the crash a little bit. You want to overdo it, but you know, it's nice to go ahead and throw some stuff in here. You know how it is. You know how it is. You know, maybe we got some things going down here too. I don't know. Yeah, that's real neat. There we go. Having too much fun. Well, can't say we don't have fun here. Now, let's go ahead and get our other brush right now. Rinse that off a little bit. Okay. There. That's all we got to do. And we'll wipe this off. And it's about ready to paint again. The thing about your brushes is they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be in the right spot. That's really all it takes. Okay. So maybe we'll go in here and just create a few things to kind of kind of let us know that all these waves are got a little bit of value in them. There. Okay. There. A little bit of a crash right there. There it goes. Okay. There we go. That's looking nice. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to get out one of my knives. I'm going to set this brush aside for now. I'm going to set my palette knife aside, one of the palette knives. I'm going to get the other palette knife out. I've got two palette knives going. If you don't have two palette knives, it's okay. Just use whatever you have available. Clean up your tools. You can always go back. It's not a big deal. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little bit of the phthalo. A little bit of phthalo green. This blue. I'm going to add some white. Yep, just like that. That's all we got to do right there. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little bit more of that phthalo green. Yeah. And make sure that this isn't, this is a little marbled. We want it to be a little marbled when we do this, okay? That's what we want. That's what we want. Okay. There. That's good. That's good. We don't have to do any more of that. As a matter of fact, yeah, there we go. Okay. Ooh, I dropped one of my brushes here. We'll put the brush right here. Sometimes they fall. That's all right. Now, I'm going to wipe my fan brush right through this paint like this, both sides. Going to get it loaded. You want to wipe it through just like this, okay? And then we're going to find a spot up here where we think, what's the splash going to look like? The splashes tend to kind of just, they kind of just flow down like that. A little bit. Okay. Yeah. And make it look real foamy like that. Make it look real foamy, like it's like a real splash coming through there. Okay. And maybe we'll just go ahead and get a little bit of white in here. Yeah. For some of these little things. There they go. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that's the gold standard right there. It doesn't look too bad. Here, let's wipe off this big old knife, because we're going to need to make some sand pretty soon. And you just want to get the knife clean enough to paint with. It doesn't have to be perfectly clean, but when you finally finish painting, be sure you watch your edges. Watch your edges. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some of this chrome yellow and this alizarin crimson, just like that. All right. And we'll add a little bit of blue. And be sure you have a lot of alizarin crimson in here, or else it's going to have a look like it's going to have a little bit of a look like it's way too green. Okay. There. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our little brush now and wipe it through there, because we want a lot of paint. Now this is just a brown. This is kind of a burnt sienna type color. When I say that, I mean that it just looks, well, it looks very brown, like a very reddish brown. Okay. Now here's what we do. We're just going to wipe this in just like this. All right. Just like this. Okay. Now the white of the canvas is going to make that sand look ever so lighter. Okay? It's one of those magical things about this. Here's where we can go. Yeah. Go in here and, I don't know. Take it all the way down here. Why not? Why not? Because we got a bunch of things that we're going to have to hammer in anyway later. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. All right, we got some fun stuff happening now, don't we? Yeah, we do. We sure do. Here, let me take a little bit of this. Let me take my filbert brush here, and we're just gonna go right into here and maybe just hammer in a few things right here. Okay. And then we'll make like, we'll make like this blue here is going to be kind of teasing us with its color a little bit. There. Got a nice little edge there that helps us out. And we can continue that a little bit. We can go, like I say, so it's a lot like, it is a lot like painting with our palette knife when we're making stones, and it's a lot like painting with our palette knife when we're painting trees, or with our brush when we're tapping in lights and darks. Okay, here it goes, here it goes. Now, I want you to keep in mind, this isn't the way that you have to paint. I know I say it again and again, this is not the way that you have to paint. This is just the way you could paint, alright? So if you don't like what's happening right now, you don't have to do any of this. You can go ahead and do it your own way. This is just to give you some ideas and maybe set you on your way. And also maybe you just enjoy watching little paintings like this. And whatever the case, it's fine. Okay. And you know, we're going to have a little bit of reflection going all the way down here too. Alright. Because we got some wet sand coming in here, right? Yeah. We got a lot of wet sand there. Alright. Check that out. Let me put my palette down for a second so I can go ahead and get my brush clean. Okay. There it goes. Now, show it who's boss. You gotta show your tools who's boss, or else, boy, they're gonna get some funny ideas about the way the painting's gonna go. And before you know it, they'll be taking things over. Not here. Not on my watch. No, sir. Okay. Let's add a little bit more white to our blue here. So I feel like maybe we need a little bit extra. There. There it goes. Yeah, just get it so it looks a little chromatic. So it looks a little nicer. Because you want it to have a little bit of sparkle in some places, right? Yeah. Just add it a little bit in various places. Wherever. Okay. There. Ooh, that's looking nice. Just let the brush graze the canvas. Let it graze the canvas, okay? And let that paint break. Let that paint break. You know? You can go ahead and get it up here too. I mean, why not? Why not? Okay? That's all we got to do. We don't have to overthink it. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. Just let it happen. Let that brush grace the canvas and just pull that paint down. You want to have an idea in your head of where the painting is going to go, of course. You want to be thinking this time about, boy, where is everything going to go now? I don't really know quite yet. And that's okay. It's okay to be figuring it out as you go. Okay? Now, let's make some decisions here about, I think I know what I want to do. I know what I want to do. I want to get my round brush out. And we're going to be doing some things with the white. Because we're going to be settling some accounts pretty soon. Okay. I'm going to just rinse this off. Get it mostly clean. It might not get perfectly clean, but you know, whatever. And if it's not perfectly clean, then so be it. I'm going to set this brush aside for a bit. There it goes. We might come back to old Phil later. I like to call him old Phil. He's a good friend, Phil. He really solves a lot of problems, you know that? Yeah, I know. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a whole bunch of paint right here. Okay? And then we're going to pick out some spots, like maybe right here, and just, yeah, kind of go down in here maybe, and maybe there's some water kind of coming around this area. Yeah, maybe there's a little bit of that, or here's a little bit of this, and some of these little water lines here are coming out and coming in. And maybe we got a lot of water lines up here near this area. Ooh, yeah. Don't be afraid to load this brush up. Load it up. Okay? Just imagine the way that the water is playing here. Imagine the water at play, alright? And maybe you want to have just like little lines coming in like this. Okay? Just imagine all the foam there. Yeah. leave some of the blue intact. Leave some of the blue. All right, you don't want to ruin everything. You don't want to ruin everything. But go ahead and put things, put some accents where you think there should be some. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Okay. Okay, there we go. And okay. Just right in there. And, you know, maybe we got a few things going on. Yeah, maybe we got a few things coming on in here. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. There we go. That's about good, I think. We don't have to fool around with that too much more, I don't think. Well, you know what? You know what? Sometimes I get seized by a little bit of inspiration and I can't help myself. So I'll go in here and ooh. We'll just lay down a little bit of that white color right there, maybe right here too, and you know what, maybe at the top we'll do some things. Yeah, we'll insert a few blue colors right here. Okay. And then right in here. There. Maybe we'll get a little blue right here and a little phthalo again. Just to play around with something here. Make it a little bluer than it is green, okay? And we'll go in here and just throw this color right in. There it goes. Yeah. That's perfect. That's perfect. All right. We don't want to, I don't know if we want to fool around with that anymore. Here's what I can do. I can throw some of this color in just like that. Just like this. All right. Yeah, we're having lots of fun now, aren't we? Yeah. Got a feel for how this painting's going to go now, and things are going to be a lot easier, I think. Okay. Let's go ahead. Get the big old knife out. Let's get the big old knife out. Let's clean off our brush first, though. Set this pad down. Okay. Oops. Man, my brushes are getting dirty, and I'm just kind of setting them aside and not worrying too much about them. Although sometimes they fall and get paint on everything. I guess that's a new one for the bingo card, huh? The supplies fall tumbling down. Usually I just have a mutiny on the palette when all the colors, they get so oily they start dripping. Because sometimes oil paints, don't know if you know, they get real oily in the tube. You squeeze them out, ooh boy, just a big old oil spill. You can make a geyser out of it, I think. You can install a drill. You can drill for oil in there and power all the cars till kingdom come. No, not really. It's just linseed oil. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take just a little bit. Okay, we're going to take now. Here's what I want to do. I want to get a lot of alizarin crimson in this. Okay, I'm going to get a touch of the phthalo. Okay, touch of phthalo. There. And we're going to mix this up a dark color. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. With these colors, you can do the most wonderful things. You can mix just wonderful, wonderful darks. Okay, and I really like the alizarin crimson for this. I want to get a little bit more phthalo in here, I think. I think a little bit more phthalo will help us balance this violet, because right now it's very vibrant. I don't know if I want it to be too vibrant. I want it to be kind of a middle tone violet there. We use a lot of shadow violets. There's a lot of shadow violets because there's a lot of shadows in nature that are very violet. So that's what we do. That's how we do it. Okay, I'm going to take my little knife, clean this off. Because what we got to do here, let me peel off a piece of this paper towel because this thing's getting filthy. All right, that's good. Now let's go in here and select some areas where we think all of our foliage and rocks and all that is going to go. Okay. Now the reason we do this is to create kind of a template for ourselves to make it easier when we decide where does everything need to go. Well, we got a pretty good idea where things need to go because we've already done all this scratching and figuring out where things are going to go and all that. So we don't have to do a lot of guesswork. Okay, that's really the reason. sitting in like this, and we're going to have, I don't know, we're going to have a whole big thing right in here. Okay, that's going to go right there, and here we might have something, we might have something that goes up in here. We're just scratching off some paint at random. Well, it's not at random, but we're scratching out the big area where we can lay in all these rocks and stuff, okay? Then we're going to have one big rock that's going to go right in here. That might actually be a sandcastle. We got sandcastles and we got rocks. And we got lots of them. We got a lot to do. And unfortunately, I can't be here forever to do this with you. But I can spend a little time with you. I can spend a little time with you, and we can figure this one out together. Hopefully this will give you some ideas for your own pieces. Okay. Now maybe you have a tough idea. Maybe you have a tough time figuring out exactly where everything's going to be. Because maybe, things are very light on this piece. It's okay. Scratch out what you can. Scratch out what you can and go back. I'm rinsing off my filbert right now. Okay. That's how I do it. Now we're going to show it who's boss. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And we'll wipe it, and then it'll be ready to go again. Okay? That's all we gotta do now. I'm gonna tap this into the bristles because I want this to have a nice, even distribution. All right? Now we'll finally just go in here and we'll make some decisions about where things are gonna go. And yeah, this is the big moment where we've really hammer in the design. Okay? Okay, we got that. That's easy enough. All right? Now we're gonna hammer in a rock just like this. And don't worry if these violets, and all that don't look like they're cracked up to be the best. Don't get down on yourself yet. Don't get down on yourself at all, really. Stay positive. Stay positive. It's okay to fail. I want you to say that to yourself right now. It's okay if you fail. Don't get discouraged if suddenly you think, oh, wow, this is a really bad piece. No, don't think that way. Just picture it like this. You don't know what you can do yet until you try. So you have to try. If you try, who knows? Act like you know some things. Like one of my teachers used to say, just pretend like you know what you're doing. Because, you'll try some stuff. And maybe then, if you just pretend like you know, and you try some stuff, you might wind up actually doing the right thing. Oh, he was a great guy. I liked him. He's a very stern individual, but he was a nice guy. All right, let's go right about here. Yeah, we'll go right there. That's good. Okay. Because maybe that's where we need to go. Maybe that's where this needs to go. Little sandcastle over here off in the distance. This one's front and center, of course. Just give it a little dome appearance. Just like that, that's fine. And we'll go right here and give this one a little something, that little rock right there, okay? Maybe this rock goes to about right here. Maybe this goes to about right here. Oh, there. Yeah, sometimes you gotta search for the shape a little bit. Don't be afraid to do that. Search for the shape, it's okay. Search for it. You'll find it. Honest. Honest you will. Okay. Now this one's gonna be right about in here, I think. Okay. Now this is where you want to spend a lot of time, by the way. You probably have gathered that by now. But in case you don't understand yet, in case you maybe don't fully have the gravity of the situation in your head at the moment, this is where you want to spend a lot of time. You want to spend a lot of time hammering in these dark colors because this silhouette is going to guide your entire composition. Well, the rest of the composition. A lot of it so far has been guided by what you've done in the background. Well, the rest of this is going to guide what you're going to do next. Okay? And this right here, just go over this way. There. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. There it goes. And now, we've we've got this rock right here, and it's taking shape, and then we'll add another rock right in here. If you didn't get all those all figured out before you're scratching things out, it's okay. It's okay. Don't let it discourage you. You're fine. Don't get down on yourself. You can do it. Just imagine and visualize that you're just walking along the beach and you stumble upon this scene. You hear the water going splish, splish, because the waves, it's the sun's going down and the waves, they just crash again and again. They make all that noise. And then you stumble upon this scene. You don't stumble, literally, but you find it. And you just think, wow, now that's a scene. Because you see all this arrangement of stuff, and you think to yourself, wow, my goodness, that actually is utterly beautiful. And you can't help yourself. You stop, you look at it for a while, and you wonder, what child left all this when they were playing in the sand? What child? What child indeed? I don't know. Who knows? It appears that child has gone home for today, so you'll never know. But you can still admire the handiwork, because it's so beautiful. Okay, now I've got the silhouette figured out here, so let me put my palette down once again. And I see, I didn't get a paint on my finger that time. That is called a pleasant surprise. Alright, well, here's what I want to do. I am going to go in with my other filbert, and we're just going to wipe off any of the excess, because you don't want this to be thick. No. You want this to be thin paint. Now this is also an opportunity for you to refine anything that you did. Add in little shapes here and there. No, it's your call. This is your painting. Well, it's my painting, but it's also your call whether or not you want to add some things. If you feel like it needs something, go ahead, do it. But if you feel like it's fine, don't worry about it. Okay. And we'll go in here and smooth some of this out. Again, we're just going in and getting off a little bit of this excess, because this excess, if it's too thick, it's going to be so much harder to paint on. So much harder. We don't want this to be hard. No. We want this to be easy. We want this to be as easy as we can handle. Okay? There it goes. Now, a lot of these are going to be multiple rocks, but they've kind of got a lot of shape in them, don't they? Yeah, they do. That's the way a lot of rocks are, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know. Okay, that's all we got to do for that. Now, let's take, let me set this brush aside someplace, like I usually do. Okay, and I'll get, I need a palette knife here. Where's there's a little knife. Okay, I'm going to take my little knife, and I'm going to mix up just a little bit. I'm going to take some of that hue right there, that violet hue, and add white to it. Okay, that's really all there is to that one. And we'll just add a little bit more, and one more for good measure, because why not? All right. Okay, now let me get out my round brush. I need a round brush. Here's a round brush. There's a round brush. That's good. Little hummingbird there. Okay, well, with that cleaned off, let's go ahead and wipe it on the paper towels, of course, like usual. And we'll go into that violet paint, and we'll find, a few pieces that look very violet on here. All right, we'll find maybe right about in here. Okay, just like this. All right, there. And maybe over here. And we can go down and the rest of that. There. Remember, our object is to keep it simple. So we're not going to be adding lots and lots and lots of details. Now, if you want to add lots and lots of details, go ahead. But part of the object here is to let the paint break and let that do the work for all the stuff that we need to do, okay? Look at all that. We already have some very nice looking rocks so far. Isn't that amazing? That's how easy it is to pull this off. Don't be afraid to use a very light touch, and let that paint break, okay? Just like this. Look at that. Now I've already got a bunch of stones that look very much like rocks, okay? Now we'll go over here. We'll do this one. Okay. There. There. Okay. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Alright. Well, let's get a little bit of that back on the palette there. Rinse this off. Because we might need this again. Okay. And we'll wipe this off. Just like that. And then, I have a feeling we're going to need just a little something right here from our other brush, our other round brush. That one's got too much blue on it though, so we gotta get rid of that. We're gonna be using this for some oranges pretty soon. Little hummingbird. It never gets old, I swear. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now let's add some white to this brown color we got here. Let's add maybe a little bit of chrome yellow. And we'll add some vermilion there. Yeah, we'll add some vermilion to that. That'll really spruce things up, won't it? Yeah, it will. That'll spruce things up in a hurry, I tell you. Ooh. Okay, this color's getting a little bit of fire on it, huh? Oh boy. Oh boy, that might be too much fire. Okay, that's about good. Let's add some white to that. Just for a little bit of body. A little bit of body. Okay, perfect. Now we'll go over here and get this. Okay, just like that. And then we'll go down in here and maybe add a few things down next to this. Maybe there's some other reflections down here, huh? Maybe there's a bunch of reflections from all the colors and whatnot. It's playing with it. There. That's nice. Okay. Now in here we're going to see a lot of, we're going to see a lot of this color down here. On this too. Because the sand down here is quite a bit orange. Quite a bit. Alright. And just let the paint break. Let it break. As always, let it break. Okay? Alright. There it goes. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Got a little bit of that. We'll go in here. Okay. A little bit of that. That's good. We'll go right here. And again, let the paint break. Let it break. Okay. It's that easy. That easy. And maybe in here we got a couple of things going on. Just like this. Okay. Let that dark paint kind of just adjust the color a little bit when you put it on there. Again, don't be afraid of what happens. Now we'll go in here, maybe add a little bit of this. Oh yeah. There it goes. Maybe down here a little bit too. Okay. And maybe down here a little bit. Yeah, we got a lot of this color. Kind of just coming and going, huh? I'll say. It's interesting. It's interesting the way this color plays and interacts with everything. It's one of my favorite things about art. You're endlessly surprised by what happens. Now, here. Let's take just a little bit more white. Okay. Okay, now that we got a lot of white in there, we can go ahead and now maybe we can add some things in here. Let the paint break on this, okay? And maybe we can get some stuff down in here. I don't know. Yeah. There's a few interesting things. Just like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just like that. Okay, maybe we can go in here, get some of this. Alright. Alright. Down here, again, let the paint break. And leave a few things showing. Okay. Maybe that's a little sandbank there. Yeah, a little bit of a sandbank. Why not? Okay. Sometimes it's a little hard to get all the paint off of tiny brushes. Tiny brushes have a harder time getting all the paint off. Little hummingbird. They have a harder time getting all the paint off because the brushes are much tinier. So it's not easier to get paint off the bristles of a bigger brush. Just a little bit of a food for thought there. Okay. Excuse me. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I sneeze a little bit when I paint. Oh well. Happens to the best of us, right? Alright, so here's what we want to do. We want to take a little bit of the ultramarine and a little bit of phthalo green into the color. This is a color that we already have available, but sometimes we just need a little bit more of it, right? Here, I'll get a little bit more of that ultramarine color right here. Maybe just the tiniest amount. Tiniest amount of the phthalo green. Okay. And this is going to have a little something in it right there. Ooh, yeah, that looks nice. That's the way we do it. Maybe up here. Okay. Now in here, we're going to see a lot of that color right here. A lot of that. Okay. And maybe. Okay. Ooh, that's beautiful. This is beautiful. Goodness me. It's so fun to watch the colors play like this. Here, we'll just give this a little hint of something right here. There. That way it looks like it's got something going on in there. There it goes. Doesn't look so bare now. You can even, create some separation and start playing around with what you think these colors should look like, and not necessarily what they do look like. Because sometimes it's a little bit more interesting. Sometimes it's a little more interesting to play around with what you think they should look like and not what they actually do look like. Okay, let's see. How's our color doing here? Let's go ahead and take, I'm going to take this color right here, and I'm going to go into these colors. These rocks, I should say. Okay. Again, leave some separation for them. Leave a little bit of separation. You don't have to fool around with things too much. When you mix a color that looks right for the midtone, just add some white to it, and then you got your highlight. That is the easiest way to do it. Look at this. See how easy that is? We already got it. We already got it. Okay? Now, there's a little bit of a stick down here. A little bit of a stick right here. Okay? Just like this. Just like this. Alright. And we go in here and create just a little bit of a highlight right there. And we can even, fool around with some of this dark color that we got right here. Because why not? Here. Take just a little bit of the ultramarine, or not the ultramarine, but the vermilion and the chrome yellow. And then we'll add just a little bit more chrome yellow to the vermilion. Okay. There it goes. Sometimes you gotta fool around with colors a little bit. Okay. There it goes. Here. We can maybe even play around with this a little bit. Okay. Create a little thing right there, a little thing right here. There. Oh, this is lovely, 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 lovely here. Okay. Oh, we've already got so much done. We've already got so much done. You just believe it. This painting is going very well, I think. It feels like it's going well. It feels like it is. Okay. We'll just add a little touch of highlight to some of these rocks. Okay. That's all we need to do. We don't have to fool around with things for too long. Okay. Hey, you know what we could do? You know what we could do? We could take this brush right here and just throw down some pebbles, because maybe there's a bunch of stone and waste and stuff over in here. I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's a bunch of all this kinds of yard trash and stuff that's kind of gathering over all the sticks and all that. We can just tap these in like this. That's all we got to do. That's all we got to do. You don't have to overthink it any. Okay? You can even go into the blue. Maybe we could go into a blue, maybe. maybe. Okay. Here. Take just a little bit ultramarine and a phthalo and some white. Okay. And we can go in here. Just throw down a few things. Maybe make it look like we got some other kind of yard trash over here, and give this a little zest here. And okay. There. Let's go over here, maybe get some of that. You can make all kinds of little touches all day long. And I would surely like to do that, but I can't stay here forever. So I have to pick and choose where I go. Alright. Now maybe we'll go right here and just kind of, I don't know. Create a little bit of a line here to make all this stuff stand out. There. Okay. I feel like that's pretty decent. That's not too bad at all. Alright. Oops. set this brush over here. Oh boy, everything I have is falling because I'm using so many brushes. Here, let me clean off that big brush. Okay, all right, that's pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna set that one right there while we clean off this other brush, other round. All right, now let's wipe these off, both of them. Oop. Yeah, there's one for the bingo card. Accidentally dropped my brush. Boy, I saw that one coming. It's always something, isn't it? Yep. It's always one where it's got to happen. And you just feel silly. Oh well, it wouldn't be an episode unless I felt a little silly. Here, let's set that down for right now. Let's go ahead and focus on, here. Let's take some of this. Maybe we want to go ahead and highlight this. There. Got ourselves a little stick right there that's kind of just hanging out. All right. So we'll set that right there. And then we'll take, a little bit of the phthalo blue along with the ultramarine here, add some chrome yellow to it and get a middle green color. Alright, and we'll tap this bad boy in. Okay, there goes. Perfect. Now we'll just add a little bit of the white with the chrome yellow. A little bit more white. And a little bit more chrome yellow. Okay. There. Alright. And we'll just tap this right on top. And there we have a little bit of a stick with some seaweed on it. Isn't that fun? Yeah, that's fun. Here, maybe we can just throw some things right here. And maybe we'll throw a little bit more in here too. Guess maybe there's just some trash that's kind of gathering over in here. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Well, I think that's about enough for that one. So, you know what that means when we finally got things all figured out? Well, I feel like we need to do something here. I would be remiss if I didn't add a little something to one of these sections. Get that hummingbird. One last hummingbird, right? Okay. That's good. That's good. All right. So for this, let's take some alizarin crimson. Get it over there, and we'll add just a light touch of our chrome yellow. Throw some blue in here, and we'll throw some crimson back in, because you know how it is. You gotta take a firm hand with that yellow, because boy does that yellow like to shift toward green. Yeah, you can't blame him. It's in his nature. It's what he does. It's what he does. Here, we'll go ahead and add a few things right in here. All right. Make this a little darker in here. Yeah, it looks a little better when it's a little darker, right? Yeah, just a little bit. There. There. Maybe we can make some of these things kind of spill over right here. There it goes. You know, just make them draw out a little bit. Not too much, not too much. Just a little bit. So that creates all these little lines and things. It makes it look like things are kind of just crashing over onto the shore here. That's all we gotta do. That's all. Here, we'll add just a little doohickey right there. Right there. Okay. That's about it. That's about it. That's all we gotta do. Oops. Oh, well. Brush fell one last time. The bingo card is full today. I got a feeling. Yeah, let's twist the brush around in here. We're taking our liner brush. This is our script liner. We dip it in odorless turpentine and go right into the vermilion because that's what we use to sign our name. Okay? Pick out a spot on the painting, and what I'm going to do is sign my initials S. Okay, just like that here. Might need to refine it a little bit. There it goes. And with that, I believe our painting is finished. My friend, I really hope you enjoy this, and I hope that you give it a try. Try painting some water for yourself. It's actually a good challenge. You might find that it's a little bit harder than you think it would be, and it is. But you know what I like to say? Challenge yourself, and you'll discover how good you can be. Well, I think I have to go now because I got things I have to do, places I have to be, and well, food that needs to be eaten. So, until next time, my friend, I'll be back soon, and with love from me to you, bye-bye.